stop it once it's started. That's what I know with this. I think yeah.
Oh, well, you can review.
Pardon?
You can just do the review then, I guess.
Well, I guess, can you see?
It says it's streaming live on Facebook on the thing, the
Okay,
little
so what it
tag.
says to me is, do you want to go live? That's what it's saying to me. Would you like to go live? Would you like to go live? Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you,
Yeah, no,
world.
it says we're live on the phone.
Yeah, great. Hello, welcome. So this quick test that doesn't work because there's a little bit hiding out behind the hat and the glasses today. A little bit of invisibility, but here showing up, and that's the main game. So if you want to show up live on video and you have a whole lot of imposter syndrome going on, you're kind of, two things about imposter syndrome is thinking that that you're not good enough. I kind of is one kind of basic element of it, or that you have to be something in particular. And so I think today's celebration, the fourth woman who we're celebrating, who went on the journey of making themselves over to be ready for camera, working with us, particularly with Inga on this one, is Bridget Belden. And so Bridget, her makeover was really, these are so pink though. Before we get to the Bridget makeover, what would you what is going on with this? Like, the difference, Inga, of an accessory, the difference is so stark, isn't it? The color.
Yeah, the red's really grabbing. But I like the frame of them. I like the 70s cool. It's got like kind of casino 70s vibes. It is very red.
Is that all you're focusing on? Like, is that what grabs the attention?
I think so.
Yeah.
Your eyes start going around in circles.
Starts looking for the eyes, right? So we'll just go back to the neutral caddis, still loving caddis. So Bridget was a full makeover. She, do you remember the story of where she, because you kind of worked with her more fully. What was
Yeah,
the
I think
story?
she jumped into one of our
No,
group. Is
her
that what you
story.
mean?
What was her story? Like, was it a bedroom in a house, or
Yeah.
what was it?
Yeah. So she was trying to work to go live, and I can't remember if she'd already done some lives or not, but she was trying to sort of think about maybe bringing some brand colors into her frame and things like that. And in the end, she was just like, let's just go everything. She had an office in her house, like one of
Oh, it
the
was
big
already an office.
home.
It
Yeah.
was already an office because she was a
Uh-huh.
corporate woman. She had the tax. She had the business charity. Bridget had a charity, right? She was a She ran an organization that was a charity for years. That was her
I can't
before,
remember
so it's
about
kind
that,
of
but I know
corporate.
I know that like a lot of us, she had been in corporate for very many
Yeah.
years and was and had taken time out to be a home-based mum and was transitioning back to her next stage of life. And I guess she'd always retained. I don't know if she was working for the charity from home, and that's why she had the office. But she had an office at home. One of the bedrooms was turned into an office, and it was, like a typical kind of room that you just turn into an office. It's one of those rooms that's full of extra boxes of things, and she really wanted to hit the ground running with her signature style and her look, so that she had that professionalism that she knows she can bring to whatever she does, but she just wasn't really emanating that level of professionalism that she wanted. And so we did more than just her background, which is just sort of what you see. We did the whole room, which is another kind of what offering that we can do. So we interior design the whole room. And the nice thing about doing the whole room was that we were able to give her more than one frame. She could have a sitting frame when she was doing interviewing. She could have a standing frame, because sometimes when we're going live, we like to stand up, and it kind of creates a different kind of energy. and we were able to give her, like a sitting at her desk kind of frame. And so in the top left here, thanks, Sal. So in the top left here, you can see
Can I
her
just
in
go
her,
to this? Before we jump into the actuals, can I just bring up one point? So what you're saying about corporate. So if you're a
Mm,
woman out there who's moving from children going to college, things changing, the house changing. That's what I remember. I always remember about Bridget is that the kids had gone to college, I think, or something like there was a real
yeah, she
shift
was
in the
definitely
home.
transitioning, she'd had corporate life stage, home mum stage, and she was transitioning into this next stage, which is a lot about what it is that she's here to serve. And she was transitioning into her next stage.
When you say transition, I think of the sexual transitioning. Like I think of that, like the transitioning from man to woman, woman to man. I think of like transformation. So her transformation, I'm always like, oh, it's a transformation. I wrote it the other day in an email about, so it came up someone in the emails that we're sending out to our list. It said transition. I was like, what? No, we can't have transition. That word has now kind of been claimed by a whole other cultural over for me. And so I feel like she was, but I will try to like enlarge this screen so you can talk more at depth. But I just want to say there was these kind of, just to Inga's point of like going live in different places, but and we'll revert to this now that I've set it up. But the big thing was the nervousness of an introvert again to go on camera. Like the transformation is internal and external
Yeah.
when we're going live to do something new, different. It's the, you know,
I
there's
think
some,
that's had a lot of conversation, you and I, around that stage when we were talking about how different people manage themselves to move forward, right? And how some people do it internally, they have to do a lot of work internally, and you help Bridget internally with some visibility clearings that you do. And then some people do it much more externally, and you and I kind of respond to that a bit as well. Like if we're starting a new job, we want a few new clothes to wear so that we feel the part, that kind of thing. Or as we grew up and had new jobs and stuff as we were younger, and a lot of, or you want to change things up or freshen things up, so you might head to the hairdresser or something like that. So
it's
some of us,
stepping into another vision of yourself, isn't it? It's stepping into
yeah,
another vision of yourself, but it's a
yeah.
bold, courageous step usually. And I think that we do go from anything. We don't do anything. Humans do not do anything unless there's an emotional reason to do it. There is absolutely nothing. We have to train ourselves out of the fight, flight, fawn response to shifting or moving something around. And so the desire that pulls us forward is to change something.
And
But when
I
there's so many moving pieces,
think that's really
when
beautiful. Like, I think embracing that it's an emotional reason to do something. Like, I think that's just a beautiful, like part of you is like, oh, is that the right way to do something? And then you just think it's the only way to do something. Why else would you do anything? Because it feels great, right? Feels
because you have
good.
it, you want to feel better. You want to feel better. That's the
Better.
desire. you
Yeah.
know if something's not working, or you have a burning desire to support or serve. And I think women later in life, we are coming from a different place than that get a job ambition,
Yeah.
but the drive is still there. It's maybe not ambition, but there's a drive and a desire that pulls us forward. I love that idea. And
Mhm.
Bridget has a big mission. So she was conscious, I think. Oh, what I'm remembering now, I'm trying to, because it was quite some years ago, again, right, two
Yeah.
and a half years ago for us when she first came. But the reason why I pulled on Bridget as well is she's still, the women that we've chosen to celebrate who've gone and got visible are committed to continuing what they came in with, that drive to be of service, to be, what we're coining now the role model revolution. I heard Adele speak last night, Inga, on a Hollywood Reporter thing.
Right.
She's so rough. And she says she's rough. Yeah, I'm rough. I was rough. I'll come with you. And I saw a couple of East London lasses, successful ones. Emma Greer, do you know her? American denim or American jeans, all American. She was with Khloe Kardashian, not the Kardashians.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that yet.
And so she's she got a big brand, and she come over from London, and she was with Jay Shetty being interviewed, and a young woman, in her 40s, and a billionaire, all of that now.
Young
And
woman in her 40s. How the parameters change over time.
how we do, you know.
Right.
And she's, so I was watching these women from sort of
Looking at
surprise background success, right?
yeah,
And
which is okay.
self confessed Bridget, introvert, knew that she had to get visible, wanted to have a launch, wanted to have a coaching program, all of this kind of desire burning in her to, it's almost like the women that we work with have this, the retirement isn't really a concept. Retirement isn't really a concept. So if you're a woman who the retirement's not really a concept that you get into, it's more like, I want to travel. I want to, I don't want my husband to work as much. I want to, I remember that being a real drive and desire, that she wanted to contribute and that they could have more time together and do things that they wanted to do. And so, but she wanted to earn the money doing what she loved doing, right? Rather than in a job or in that corporate environment. And so that's the transformation, is how do you, and now got to be on video. Got to be visible. Well, how? What? If you've not come from, and the fast success, us included, mostly women are from PR, filmmaking, some sort of marketing background. So you understand all the pieces that go into it. Yeah. That's what they say the success is that comes fast. Or you've got a giant email list, you've got an endless bank account, you're a huge risk taker, and you just invest heavily in a digital marketing team, an agency that will do all the things for you. You get a social media marketing manager up early. So the reason that we, the impetus for Inga to choose Bridget is very different for the impetus for me, is what I'm saying. So like what you remember, which is a lovely kind of, is really different to what I remember about, and that's the two, that's having the magical sisters. It's not just the magical video makeover, it's the magical sisters video makeovers, because you working with women who we see edges around the ultimate goal differently. We're coming at the ultimate goal differently. Your desire has to be built out as a personal brand using video. You're now. And then I also watched about AI and the algorithm. Oh my gosh. And how it's called social SEO now, Inga. It's a thing. Social SEO. So back to Adele, but social SEO is a thing. It's reading. It's reading. Reading. She's like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I've just got off a flight from London. I'm all like glammed up. It's ridiculous. I never saw myself being this successful. And she went through this incredible thing. And I had a bit of imposter shame come up with these women. These really young, successful women who standing on the shoulders of giants, very humble, very gracious. And I think, well, and she said, talent is nothing. You've got to have the grit, you've got to have the determination, and you've got to have the desire to reach others, to have a bigger purpose than just yourself and your talent. Both of them said that. Both of them immediately identified their mothers as serious role models. And the women we work with, even if they don't have children, have a sense that they're still must impact as a role model and lead forward, because not everybody's an Adele, not everybody, and they both say, oh, anybody can be it, if you've got a bit of talent. Well, we're not, but you can still have the impact and be that which you need and want to be, and earn money online. That I know is true today, if you're willing to be seen and show up on video. The other thing is that Bridget was that introvert who did this whole process. She was so committed. She went, you worked with her. How long did you work with her for? That was a long job.
I want to say it was 6 months, and as we came to the end of the 6 months, we realized that she was ready for some new wardrobe because the seasons had changed.
Right.
So, and then I sort of did a follow-up styling session with her as well.
So this was the sort of the start, right? Was over here in this tiny little office. And sorry if you're seeing this on a small, I don't know how I can make it bigger on a tiny laptop. But this is, you know, the original room facing the window, knowing that she needed to have light, and you got in and measured it, and there was a whole thing, right? And
Yeah,
so this
full interior
in
design project on that.
and she wanted to have an interview show as a lead magnet and do challenges, 5-day challenges, and all those kind of Jeff Walker model things. So this is the final kind of reveal, this incredible, beautiful space. And I'm going to do a quick cut to, I'm pretty sure I managed to queue up an Instagram and go, I think you'll be thrilled to see. What was the hardest thing about working with Bridget?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, was it finding the color, or what was the hardest styling piece that you recall? What challenged you? I know the curtains challenged you, which aren't even in camera
Um,
because it was bright light or something. But I was just curious from your perspective as a stylist, what did you learn? What did you grow from? How did she transform your experience?
it was really interesting. It was really massive, actually. Quite often when we're working one-on-one with people, and we get to do this a bit more one-on-one than in the group programs. Um, when you and I work with someone, we start to get a sense of, gosh, I don't even know how you would describe it. We get a sense of the emotion behind where it's coming from, or we get some threads from which we can build out the signature style. Obviously, always rooting it in with where you're already at. I mean, we did all her signature wardrobe from what she already had in her wardrobe. And then the second series she wanted to invest in clothing. But we get these emotional threads and of the kind of it's sort of that creative artistic side where you take the mood board and then you build off of the mood board and you find the threads that kind of bring in the signature style that you can describe and work with, right? And that wasn't really like flowing creatively for me with Bridget for a while. And I think what the transformation for me, when working with Bridget, if that's what you're asking, Sal, was that I had this fabulous, like a drop-in. I remember it being like a divinely inspired drop-in. And so we lent into the charity work that she was doing, and we decided that we realized what she could bring was to um, mentor young designers coming up or mother designers coming up. And we started researching designers that she could work with, whether they're indigenous or they were like promoting, how you have some of these charities where they have women communities where the money goes back into the women in the communities. And we just decided that that was much more in line with her values. And so that her signature wardrobe became less a bit about being boho inspired or classic contemporary or modern sporty or something like that, like all those archetypes that we might have seen. It was like Spice Girls or something, like, you have like all those archetypes that you can hang your hat on of what is your style. But with Bridget, it was much more internal and it was about her values. And we brought that up and out. And so we worked with that. And so that was transformational for her, but it was also transformational for me when I realized that a lot of the work that I do is this sort of inspired work.
Oh,
It's
I
much more.
just, I just, I just love that. But I just thought while you were talking, I was like, do we still have her original Canva doc. So we do a mood board original, and then we do all this backward work, and then we work with the client, and those inspired moments start to drop in over time, right? Like that's that.
Yeah.
You start with the
Yeah.
mood board, you start with the vision, the desire. What do you want to get visible with? It's really got to be intention and objective, right? In a desire, as a visual sense, that then you bring. The more fun you have on camera, the more money you make, people. The more you really want to be doing what you're doing, the more magnetic that naturally becomes. So we'll whip through it if I can get the portion screen up right. But I just Googled, and I thought, like
That's such a great before and after. Like, it's amazing, right? The quality of the skin and just the softness. Like, you just get much more of a sense of who she is in that second shot.
right.
I mean,
And I love that you take that away, but she's actually, and I will try and find it, in the most recent live video, the transformation is introvert, not sure, recognizes that there's a bit of imposter syndrome going on for herself, that she needs to have the personal brand of herself show up, and it's not showing up, right? So there's other words going through her head other than press record, go live, or I'm going live and I'm not getting engagement and I don't like it. And she definitely had a viral Instagram Inga last year, like at the beginning of this year, 2,500 views on a beautiful post. And I'm like, it was so about her. It was about the joy. It was about authenticity. And so this process of her makeover transformed how she was to end up being in the closet. Remember?
yeah, that was lovely. I know. We were excited because she was always hesitant to go live. And then we did this great like styling session and she just got super inspired and she ended up in her closet just like able to go live at the drop of a hat, right? Like able to go live at the drop of a hat, which is sort of the transformation that we want to bring everyone that we work with, where they sort of start out a bit hesitant or they're going live, but it's not like super sparky. And we do the twists and we do the hacks and we do the tips. And then you just have this like leap where you're just comfortable.
Yourself.
Comfortable.
Comfortable and memorable.
Yeah, beautiful. Are we playing it?
That's why it's in. It's because it's the testimony.
I didn't hear any of the
Oh, okay. So I won't do it because maybe my computer's not working. But that was like, she's like working with my good friends Inga and Sal. I said, okay.
What are you doing?
So this was her original mood board, getting colors, background. And now when she goes live in this spot, she goes live at the desk, she goes live. She does use all the places. And she most recently, Inga, talked about, which I love, the fact that she was, this is just the testing, and Magenta Mums is her, but these are those signature looks, you said. And I definitely, and then, you're buying that. I'm just going to whip through it. Like there's a lot of work goes into choosing and working with Inga what's going to happen. But this top, I saw her in an interview.
Oh, beautiful. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's great, right? This is work that we did, as you said, like it was a year or two ago.
Well, we say 3 years.
She's still wearing these same signature pieces. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a 3-year investment. And of course, you can just, as an introvert, do a years of content and then have someone editing for you, and you don't have to make any more content for 3 years. And I know this to be true. This is this SEO social where the algorithm is now reading. Oh my God, it's such a hack. It's such a hack. Look, I go into sort of things like that in the group, and I won't get dismayed because this really is about making over and celebrating that Bridget got live, got visible, and is now helping more people than ever. And she realized she loved being on stage rather than making videos. But when she's inspired, she goes live. That's the reality, right? And then she's got that content, and her social team or herself can use it and get it out into small pieces all over. Send it as an email, put it up in a different post, put it up as a short, get it as a reel, have it as a story. At the end of the year, the 5 little videos she does, it's a story. There's so many different ways you can use the videos, whether you're an introvert or not. But ultimately, you must have some kind of personal brand coming through, whatever that is for you. And if you're holding back because you've got a sense that it's about the visual. There's some part of it is not looking right, feeling right. Then, you know, that's personal brand and signature style for the camera. Gives you more confidence, gives you more clarity, builds your conviction in that part that Inga has. So with her divinely inspired part, right? She got conviction to talk about what she believed in and not related to her work. This is a big hack too, Ing. When you can talk about something unrelated to your work, like you and I can talk about the music business. We love music, we love songs, we love singers. So we love talking about that kind of thing. It's beyond us helping women do makeovers. It might have a bit of an attachment to it, but it's, you know, there's this woman, Molly Mahoney, and she said, you don't want to be a salesy weirdo. You want to be able to have other conversations, you know,
right.
on camera. And so Bridget went live about something else. It took the pressure off her to be an expert. Natural. And once your body gets natural, it's fine. You start to, and she knows what to put on. But I love that she was wearing that top. I was like, that is the top. I remember that top. She's wearing it. And so we're celebrating her still using her signature style, having it, having the tools, getting better at it, doing the thing.
Yes.
And so,
Got revved up, got going, full steam ahead. Awesome.
Yeah. In her own way, took a sidestep, went back, but 3 years later, still here. And that is the key. We say this is legacy work. This is internal, external, 3 year, 5 year. You should be able to hold your background and your signature style for 3 to 5 years because it's authentic. It won't change. You can change up if you want, but even Inga were like, it's coming. Inga's going, I want to do a new background just like I did. I was like, I can't do it. I've been doing it for 3 years. I've changed. We evolved our braveness, we evolve our frequency. That's why our programs are called Evolve the Frequency and Evolve Your Brave and have a Magical Sisters video makeover, which will come to in the coming days, right? I will offer something in the coming days around how you can work with us if you'd like to. But importantly, today, we would love you to come and get into the Women Rocking Videos Facebook group. We'd love to support Bridget. So I will get her links back here. Please drop a comment. Did you find this helpful? Was there anything you took away from this? And come and join us in the Women Rocking Videos group. And then I talk more about what the hell is the algorithm with SEO, social SEO? Like, what is that? God, I thought I had my SEO dialed in for my website. And what? So yeah,
I think one of your new passions is working with AI for your marketing as well, like just making all those posts and things like that super easy.
Oh, yeah. And
you're a forerunner of that for our age group. Like, it's fantastic, Sal. Love it.
Thank you. But I think we all need to be, or else we will be left behind. My point is we will be left behind. And it's hard enough as it is to be in passion businesses and purpose-filled businesses to begin to build, to grow and to scale. Any point when you want to change anything, there is hard, there is grit, there is determination. And so that constant gratitude for where we're at and what we've got has to be the driver for both Adele and this girl. Really, really important. So our gratitude is to celebrate the gift, is a gratitude, is just to celebrate with you and give you the opportunity to meet Bridget, to meet these women, to get that makeovers are possible from wherever it is you're starting from. You can do it. We've done it with a photo background. We've done it with Juju moving home and really extending and putting a very clear prop with the pole. And then we've done it with Bridget, which is a full makeover, get the whole shebang done. That might be you too. There's different layers of what you can do, but wherever it is, please begin. Reach out, put your hands up, get a gift. The mood board is ready too. So the mood board gift is in the Women Rocking Videos Facebook group. You can get the gift in there. So we'll drop it through so that you can find us. Women Rocking Videos. That's the Facebook group where we go live and give hot tips. And that's the gift today. Bridget Belden, we love you. Congratulations on all your success and all the people you're helping with on stage and off in your business. Have an awesome day, night, whatever. And come join us in the Women Rocking Videos group.